back to my channel. Today we're going to be making candied sweet potatoes. I'm going to wash my hands and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, y'all, so when I make my candy yams, I pre-boil the sweet potatoes. I boil them for about 20 minutes, just until the potatoes get a little soft and it's easy to peel the peeling. Okay, once we come back, I'll show you how I put everything together. Okay, guys, so as you can see, here are the sweet potatoes that I have peeled and cut up. They're in all different sizes. I left some of them whole and some of them halved, and then some of them are even in chunks. And the reason why I did that is because sometimes while they're cooking and then you begin to stir it, and I try not to stir it much, but I do stir it just to make sure the syrup gets over everything. But when I begin to stir it, it'll break up, okay? And so some of those ones that are whole will be, break in half and so forth. And then the ones that are in chunks, some of them will get even smaller chunks, which will make your sweet potatoes thicker, okay? Also in my sweet potatoes, of course, we add salt. I have some vanilla, cinnamon, allspice, orange juice. Yes, you guys, orange juice. Don't sleep until you try it. Dark brown sugar. This is 1.5 cups of dark brown sugar. We may add more or less, definitely we're going to use 1.5 cups, but we may add a little more. We'll see once we get everything mixed up and how it tastes. Real salted butter and 1/2 cup of milk. I'm telling you, these sweet potatoes are fire. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, guys, the first thing we're going to do is add our butter to the pan. Want to get that melted. Let this melt all the way out, you guys. Once this melts all the way out, then we'll start to add our dark brown sugar. And this is, like I said, a full stick of butter. We want a full stick of butter because this is going to make kind of like a syrup, you guys. And this syrup is going to get poured all over our sweet potatoes, and it's going to give it so much flavor. You don't need too much salt because I am using salted butter, but as you guys know, if you've ever made caramel, that's pretty much all caramel is butter and sugar. That's literally how you make caramel, and you just let it cook and cook and cook. Okay, so this is the base for our sweet potatoes. Okay, to this, I'm gonna go ahead and add the orange juice. Get that good and mixed in here. I'm telling you, this is going to change your life. It is so good. Once that butter gets good and melted, at that point, we'll go ahead and add the milk. We don't want this to boil before we add the milk, guys, because if it boils before we add the milk, then it's going to cause the milk to curdle. And we don't want the milk to cook fast. We want it to cook slow. So we're adding the milk now. Mix that up real good. Get that butter melted. Now at this point, it can start to boil because we've added the cold milk to the warm mixture and it's boiling all together. Okay, so we're gonna add about 1 tablespoon of vanilla. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And everything is to taste, guys. So you taste it and see if it needs more sugar. Taste it and see if it needs more allspice, vanilla, etc. Because it's to your taste. The ground allspice, I probably add about 1/4 of a teaspoon. because that's a very strong flavor, okay? And you don't want your sweet potatoes just to taste like allspice. So that's why I only add about 1/4 of a teaspoon. And as you guys know, I'm definitely gonna put the recipe in the description box below. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. Oh my God. Woo! I'm gonna add a little bit more orange juice. So we originally started out with a cup of orange juice. I think I'm gonna add about 1/2 cup more. Ooh, y'all, it tastes so good. Getting another spoon, stirring this up, tasting it again. Perfect. I'm going to add a little salt to that, just a little bit, maybe about two dashes of salt, because the butter is already flavored. And I think that's perfect. Then we're going to go ahead and pour this over our sweet potatoes. Pour it in, pour it in. Literally, that's it, you guys. We're gonna make sure all the sweet potatoes that can be covered are covered. And we're gonna leave this in the oven for about 2.5 to 3 hours, okay? Stirring it maybe every half hour. Not necessarily stirring it, but turning it. And once I get ready to turn it, I'll show you what I mean. Because you wanna be very gentle with these sweet potatoes, because we wanna let it keep as much shape as possible. But we got it on low on 325 for, like I said, about 2 to 2.5 hours. We're gonna cover this with aluminum foil, and when I get ready to stir it for the first time in the half an hour mark, I'll come back and show you guys what I mean when I said fold it. All right, see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, this is the finished result, and this is what I was saying when I said you wanna kinda turn them like that. You see how all the juice has pretty much evaporated in those sweet potatoes. As you can see, all the juice has pretty much gotten thicker. It's still chunky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna serve it up and I'll taste it for you guys and we'll go from there. All right, guys, let's put it to the taste test. Oh my God. These are melt in your mouth delicious. You guys, you definitely gonna wanna try this recipe for your holiday events. It is delicious. It has a slight citrusy tang to it, but you can taste the vanilla and the cinnamon and the butter coming out. I mean, absolutely delicious. You definitely won't be disappointed. This is so easy to make, but more delicious to eat. You guys already know what to do. Make sure you tell your friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, everybody know what your girl Jewel is doing over at this channel. And before I forget, like this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.